Guys, I'm gonna be pretty quick. Listen, you didn't come to this video to hear me just ramble on, so I'm just gonna be quick. Listen, in some way, you're listening to this video because you want to improve your life. You want to find a way either to meet more women or to just improve yourself as a man. So I will I will jump into the no fap benefits, and then after that I'll give you a couple quick tips on how you can maintain being on no fap to get all of the major benefits of no fap. I'll give you a short little deal. I've had 5 major knee surgeries. I lost 100 pounds. I was in a bad car accident back in the day. Broke my neck. Ejected out of my Jeep Wrangler in 1999. One of the main advantages of no fap is you're basically storing up your testosterone. Your control over your brain is much stronger on no fap. The times that I've relapsed, a couple of times, in 533 days, I've basically had 2 times where I decided to jerk off. With my knee injury, being on no fap is critical because my attitude, my drive, my patience level, I can't even fix my meals if I'm not on no fap. That's how much I know that it affects my attitude and my patience and my mental strength. And that can work for you too. If you're looking to get a girlfriend and you're working if you want the best physique possible, patience is key. Discipline is key. Having a strong will is key. So those things are very critical with no fap. I mean, it basically gives you a lot of superpowers. Discipline, you're just stronger. It's helped me to lose 100 pounds. So there's just a lot of advantages if you're constantly jerking off and you're draining your life force. Testosterone is the drive of a man. That's what separates us from women. Women don't have the testosterone that we do. If you're constantly draining it, you're going to wake up, you're not going to have the same drive. You're going to be tired. You're going to be dragging all the time. You're going to be depressed. I function pretty amazing. Lately, I've been getting up, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, been going off 4 to 5 hours of sleep. The ability to maintain a positive attitude and hold positive thoughts in your head and not have your brain. Listen, your mind and your brain are 2 separate things. I'm not sure if you've realized that. Your mind and your brain are 2 separate things. Your brain will spit things out at you. And what I found is the times that I relapsed, my brain would spit all this it would be battling me. It would just spit all of this negative stuff at me. And then it was up to me and my mind to basically combat what my brain was saying to me. You don't have that. When you are on no fap for 533 days or even 30 days, your brain doesn't fight you as much. It doesn't get negative as quick. Now I'm going to give you a couple of different ways on how to maintain being on no fap. One of the biggest things is you have to nip things in the bud. As soon as your brain starts thinking about sex, you have to find a way to switch your brain. I call it switch tracks. So if you're laying in bed and your mind starts thinking about sexual thoughts, you have to find a way to put your mind on more productive things. And one of the keys is if you find yourself you can't let yourself be bored. Boredom is when you're going to get tempted to jerk off and break your streak. Boredom is just one of those things that you always have to know what your enemy is when it comes to no fap. And basically, if you find yourself, for me, at 7:30 in the morning, sometimes I have anxiety, and I find that my mind wants to think sexual thoughts. What I need to do is either focus on something else, or get productive with what I'm doing with my day. Because if you have too much time in your head, those sexual thoughts are going to be there. And another thing, guys, don't be looking at bikini models online or hot girls on Facebook and be wondering, geez, I'm really battling these sexual thoughts. Well, of course you are. You got to cut all that stuff out. You can't be looking at images on YouTube. Like for me, I found myself like looking at those bikini overhauls, girls shaking their asses with the little bikinis on. I can't. The two times that one of the times that I relapsed, I was watching it. I just said, yeah, a little bit of watching this is okay, because it's so stimulating. And when you haven't jerked off in a long time, you find women even more attractive. That's another benefit. You find real women extremely attractive. Anyway, bikini overhaul, all that's bad stuff. You got to cut out all that stuff. If you're watching a movie and you know a sex scene is coming up, in your mind you got to tell yourself, you know what? This is a threat to my celibacy, and I'm not going to watch it. Because what happens is, every time you watch something like that, it raises your arousal level a couple clicks. Another thing is, once your brain starts to spin, it's like spinning a basketball. Once it spins one time around, that basketball is going to come back around, and your brain all of a sudden gets triggered on. It gets turned on like a light bulb. And that ball, once you let it spin one time, listen, everybody has sex thoughts. The ball's going to spin one time. But if you keep thinking about it, that ball's just going to keep on spinning, and it's going to keep on, and it's going to come right back around. And so what you have to do is you have to stop it from spinning and put your mind on something else. So those are a couple tips, but the main advantage too is, one thing that really helps is just knowing, okay, wait a minute. A lot of times people jerk off to cope with pain. When you're on No Fap, it really helps you to cope with pain. For me, I don't know how religious or spiritual you are. For me, if something is bothering me, I talk to God. Okay? I go to God with my problems. If I need to cry, I'll cry. If I need to be pissed off, I'll be pissed off. But I know that jerking off is not going to make me feel good. So, anyway, I hope these tips helped you. Feel free to subscribe, reach out if you need to. And my whole channel is, I discovered these benefits in the last 3 years, and I just want to help other guys, because I feel like a lot of guys are getting, brought into, watching porn and jerking off, and there's a lot of benefits to celibacy. So, all right, I hope this helps. Thanks.